October. It'll be a lot worse if you're playing maybe in December or in January or February. So,
Yeah.
so what you thought? Just away to Finland, forcing in away to Greece. What are your thoughts? But the Finland, we haven't played them for a while. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we played them in the Nations League under Stephen Kinney. We lost both games, and we were probably games, so we should at least gotten 2 draws over them. But focus on this camp. You're right. Bottom of the table clash. We both lost 2 games. If we lose this game, Paul, chances are we're probably going to finish last and get relegated because we got Greece coming up next, and we don't forget we have to go to England still. So I think if we lose this game, Paul, we're looking at relegation. We have to get something out of this game. We do have Finland at home, but by the time we play Finland at home, we were right up against it. So we definitely need to get points out of this game. We've lost our first 2 games, so have Finland. So this is a game where both teams are purely desperate for points, and chances are, Paul, they could play with a 0-0 draw. We do. Timo Pukki, I think, he used to play for Norwich. I think he's still playing for him. He's our main striker. He's our main man. I don't know exactly on his fitness. I haven't seen the Finnish squad now, to be quite honest with you, Paul. But they're much from a muchness, Paul, with us, to be honest with you. They might be technically a little bit better than us, but I don't think there's much between the 2 sides. Finland defended very well. They gave England a better game than what we did, to be fair to them. And they can hit player teams on the counter attack as well. But having said that, Paul, if you ask me for prediction, I'd say it'll probably be a 1-1 draw. I see a draw written all over this game, to be honest. 2 teams, low enough confidence from the first 2 games. I know Finland are at home; they'll be expected to win. But I think we'll do enough to sneak a draw. No, I don't know how you feel yourself.
Yeah, sure. Look, I suppose a draw would be a good result, but again, as I said, the players have a losing mentality. They're not regular players with the clubs. Even when they do play, they're struggling. The clubs in the Premiership are struggling. Their confidence is lower. Like, if we go 1-0 down, what will happen? Will they just collapse again? Now, we're hoping this is the first real, as I said at the start there, the first real that the new manager, Heimer, has had with the players. And he's had a few days the last time. He'll have a few days this week now to get. They'll be flying in today now and getting ready. I know they'll fly out to Finland again, we'll say, but so this is the first time he'll ever really he knows the players. So hopefully he'll bring a bit of that. And of course, he's a former Icelandic coach, so he'll know a good bit about Finland too. Said, that would be he'll know an awful lot about the Finnish players, we'll say, because they would be used to playing them. So you're hoping that will come in, but ultimately, Noel, I would be afraid that the players, they're low in confidence, they have a losing mentality. Even the Premiership players are not getting regular games. I'd be afraid if we go 1-0 down that we won't be able to come back. We'll have to get the first goal. If we're going to get any result at all, we have to get the first goal. Because I'd be afraid if we go 1-0 down, that'll be it. But look, that's just my thoughts. Move on to the Greece game then next Thursday or next Sunday. What are your thoughts on that away to Greece?
I think it really does depend on the performance that we give in Finland. If say we won the game in Finland, we go into this game not booming with confidence, but with a bit of confidence going into the Greece game. There wasn't much between us in the home game, let's be fair, but until obviously you said the early goal, which killed any momentum we had. Because I think in the last 25 minutes we were the better team in the first half. They were the better team in the first 20. They're a very hard side to beat at home. I think they have a decent enough home record. I think if I'm not mistaken, they drew at home to France, and they lost to Holland by a last minute penalty in injury time. So and they gave the Dutch and the French a much better run for their money than we did in the last group in the World Cup. Sorry, the Euros. But this be the one that would be more fearful than the Finland game, Paul, to be honest with you. I think if Greece went 1-0 up, like they completely destroyed us in the game away from home last time of 2-1. It was obviously 2-1 sounds very close, but it really, in truth, it could have been 3 or 4-1, to be honest with you. They had a good few chances near the end. We got back into the goal from Nathan Collins, but they just overran us completely. Scored an early goal in the second half, and we were chasing, and then they hit us then on counter attack numerous times. So look, I wouldn't be so confident or so hopeful maybe in the Greece away game, because if they can beat us 2-0 at home, chances are logic would say they'll probably should beat us at their place as well. So I think if we got 4 points out of this group, out of this batch of games, it'd be brilliant. Win away and finish, scrappy win, any win at all will do. And if we're to get a point out of Greece, I think that'll be that'd be very more than satisfactory. But hand on heart, Paul, I think the best we probably get out of the Finland game is a draw, and I'll see probably the defeat coming in the Greece away game. Just purely on the form we've shown the last year or even couple of years, I don't see us winning in Greece, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. No, I suppose, no, if you look at the manager, when he was over Finland, I would forget about the thing in Jamaica, because that's a different ballgame. But when he was over, not over Finland, he was over Iceland, sorry. When he was over Iceland, now I know they had better players, and their players were playing across Europe, and they were probably more battle-hardened, and he had a good few years with them. But he did have that kind of that he, what was it, they were better, they always seemed to lift it, we said, you know. But no, I know he had a couple of years with Iceland, he was an Icelandic man himself, maybe. But, and this is his first real squad, that he get to know the players and all that. And I believe he has been in England going around to the matches and speaking to the players personally. So what are you hoping? Can he bring something in this, maybe to be more solid, to be more unified, and even if they do go a goal down? Or what will we looking for him to manage, or is it too soon yet, or is it still just basically back to the players, or what are you talking about?
Well, what you want, Paul, is a culture of, of being hard to beat. That's why we always were, like, obviously Stephen Kenny wanted to be hard to beat as well, but unfortunately we were too easy to play at times. We need to make, particularly Dublin at home, we need to make it a rough place again to be at home. I think even former German international team man used to say, teams used to hate coming to Dublin, even when we were down on the luck. You got a tough game. That doesn't seem to happen anymore. So I know obviously these two games are away, but the minute we go back at home against Finland, we've got to make it harder for teams coming to Dublin. That's the number one point. We got to start picking up points. We have to be just harder to beat. Like when teams have to feel when you play Ireland, you're gonna be in for a battle, and it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be, we're gonna be hard. We're gonna be strong.
Are we too clean? Are we too nice? Are we too polite?
I think we are. Now, obviously, Paul, you can't start hacking people down, because you just can't do it in the modern game. But you can press teams. Obviously, have it organised as well. Because I feel if you, as the old phrase, Jack Charlton, put them under pressure. But I feel if you go too far or too quick, you leave a step open in midfield, and you can get at your back four very quickly. But there's nothing wrong with it. Tackle, let them know you're there and they're in the game. Make it harder. Don't apologise for it. And corner kicks, free kicks, like, it's something that we've always been good at. We have to get back to that. Quality has to be much better too, Paul, in set pieces, I feel. I know Shane Duffy hasn't been hasn't had a good form, and he hasn't been in the squad for a while. But we need to start scoring a few goals in set pieces as well. Corner kicks, free kicks, even a few throw-ins. I know it sounds very, what you could call it, agricultural in terms of something to do with it, but we have to be harder to beat. You have to get stuck in. And I think if you don't have that, like, I know we're going back to the whole Doherty thing, but that there can't happen again, like the second goal against Greece. It has to be much harder than that to score against us. It's been too easy, too nice, as you might say yourself. So get stuck in. I mean, even Heimer himself has said you need I won't say the words he actually said, but you need a hard someone in there in midfield as well. Hard edge. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. But he did say that himself. We're too nice to play against. We're conceding far too, and Big Tin Paul is one area you would find if he has brought that edge is we're conceding far too many goals from outside the box.
Yeah.
Long range shots.
Yeah.
That was a big bit. That was nearly like a cancer for the team with Kinney, and it continued even under John O'Shea, and it continued with the first goal against Greece that we conceded. We have to get out to people. I mean, if you don't drop back, you go and attack them, because if they have a free shot, they're going to take it. So that's the one area. I know a lot of this sounds very basic, but we're not doing the basics enough. So hard edge, get stuck in, and play to your strengths. And obviously we need a bit of quality as well, Paul. You can't rely on all that all the time.
Yeah.
But you need a bit of quality when you have the ball. Don't give it away as much as we've been doing over the last couple of years. Look after the ball. Just string a few passes together. Take the pressure off. I mean, this sounds like this sounds like you would tell this to an amateur team, but
Yeah,
this,
a pub team.
yeah, I mean, yeah, just string a few passes together. You know, I mean, yourself. I know. We're going about the league game, but even Forest there yesterday. I mean, I've seen a few Chelsea fans. I know I'm a Chelsea fan myself. Getting about 9 first, taking all day, taking free kicks and their corner kicks and their throw-ins. Like, if you can get under the opposition's skin, that's what you want. I mean, don't make it ugly to play against you. I make it the way you don't want to play. Make it the way you frustrate the opposition, and we've got to get back to that. You should make no apologies for it, because at the end of the day, Paul, we don't have as much quality as other teams. Obviously, England, Finland, and Greece have a little bit more quality than us. We saw that now in the last couple of meetings we've had with them. I know Greece aren't putting up any other trees either, except that.
Yeah.
But we are coming from a very low base. And the first thing we've got to do is make it much harder for teams to beat us, because at the moment they're beating us far too often. Any team really at the moment, England, Greece, whatever, and the only teams we've beaten the last qualifiers was Gibraltar in the last campaign. So we really do need to make it harder for teams to beat us.
Final question now, just before we finish up, with the first game is the most important, I think, to get away to Finland this coming Thursday. So just a quick word, what can we do? Can we get a result there? Just a final word.
I do think we can get a result. I think it'd be more likely a draw, but I think if we could sneak a win, it'd be brilliant. If we lose, Paul, I